can you introduce yourself?
My name is Corey,
Yep.
26 years old, from Canada.
Uh-huh. So, how long you been here?
In Thailand, about 5 or 6 years,
Oh,
on and off, back and forth.
very long.
Yeah, long time.
So, first question. Is it hard for you to blend with Thai culture?
To blend with Thai culture? Yeah, I think so. Because I'll never be Thai, so never really have a place in Thai culture outside of just being a foreigner.
Yeah. So, can you tell me how like how hard for you to stay with Thai culture at first and when you coming here?
Well, I think it's easy. It's easiest at first because when you first come, you're just a tourist.
Yeah.
Everything is very easy. People ask you, do you want to go to the temple? You want to go to this place? You want to go to the island?
Mhm.
It's very simple. After you stay here for a long time, then it's more difficult because then you start to see the more different parts of the culture.
Yeah.
So I think it's harder the longer you stay.
Oh. What is most obvious difference between Thai and your culture?
Most obvious differences
Yeah.
between Thai culture and my
Yeah.
culture? Probably the structure of how people look at each other, how you give respect to people, how you get respect, how you make friends. Thai culture is structured totally different.
Yes.
Maybe you're never going to be a friend with someone who's 2 years older than you, but then you can still have strong respect for each other.
Do you know about things that you should do and shouldn't do in Thailand?
Okay, compare like things you should do and shouldn't do.
Yeah.
Okay, in Western, a lot more individualistic. So you should make your own idea. You should do it yourself. You shouldn't wait for anyone. Whereas Thai culture, maybe you should wait for your group. You should wait for your family. You should wait. Do things together, more collectivist.
So it's easy to say that the Western is like you stand alone.
Yeah,
But in Thai culture or Asian culture, we have to go with the group, right?
not as easy just to say like that, but yeah, it's the same thing. You know, if I want to do something,
But
I'll just do it.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll ask my friends, but it's not going to slow me down or stop me, you know. Whereas Asian culture, maybe it's more slow. Should follow a certain way together.
Where do you learn Thai culture from?
I think just experience, maybe. Because you could come here and go on vacation and visit, and you'll get an impression, but it doesn't really reflect too much of culture, I think. Something, the longer time you stay in Thailand, the more things you'll see, the more things you'll experience. For me, probably studying in Thailand, I learned a lot, not from studying, but just from, you know, going through the process, dealing with Thai people all the time, you know, having Thai friends, learning stuff about Thailand, just going to school, back and forth, living here, renting a room, like, just start to learn, pick up the things that are around you, you know?
Yeah.
It's not like you just read a book about Thai culture.
Based on ethic, is there any difference in Thailand?
Based on ethics. Yeah, I think there's a big difference. I mean, even though you can see a lot of crazy things in Thailand, lots of nightclubs, lots of bars, red light district, all this stuff, I think still in normal Thai society, the ethics are very, you know, very quiet. Public affection, you know, hugging and kissing, you know, doesn't really have a place, you know.
Yeah.
That's like only for inside private time, you know.
Yeah.
Whereas in Western society, you know, you can touch each other and hold each other, kiss, everything, maybe too much, you know. In Thailand, most people are very conservative. So maybe they'll be very quiet, or sometimes you can see people just holding hands, but it's not too much, you know. It's not so much about touching the body, about kissing and stuff. Thai women are usually very quiet, very polite. Everyone is very respectful. So I think the ethics, you know, are more, not stricter, but just more people are more conservative overall. Overall.
Yeah. So of all things that you say, do you think that the tourists take the Western culture or other culture to Thailand too much? Because if you based on the period before we don't get any much tourists, so you can see that the Thai culture will staying like this. But after we open our country to get the tourists coming, then like we take a lot of culture.
Yeah.
By we don't, you know, most of Thai people take the culture, but they don't scan it first. That is okay for our culture. Or not. Do you think?
Yeah, I think it's okay because a lot of people, especially lots of people in Bangkok, Thai people, they can watch American movies, they can speak English fluently, they read and write English, live abroad 5, 6, 7 years, but they come back, they're still Thai. They're still gonna keep Thai culture.
Yeah.
Maybe they can go hang out with some people from the West and be different, but when they come home, they're still gonna be Thai, they're still gonna treat their family the same, they're still going to be how they're supposed to be. When they meet people, going to be in their position, whatever that is, you know. They're going to give respect to people. So I think, you know, there is a lot of influence, but it's always going to hit a wall.
Uh-huh.
It's not going to change the Thai identity.